Alright everyone, I figured out what was going wrong. I didn't have the needle seated correctly on this guy. I got some paper in here, I'm not using the can. I put 8 drops in there. Okay? So I can start seeing, see, no paint. Now I was having a lot of air, paint flow through. So I can start seeing just what this airbrush can do. You can paint a very thin little line. And I like that, because that's what I wanted with this thing. Yeah, look, this thing is exactly what I wanted it for. Nice little details. I can control the paint flow very easily with it. Now this is like writing with your hand. Only I'm writing in paint. That's wonderful. Much better than what I had. Needle just wasn't seated right. I had to pull her half apart to figure that out. Open her up all the way and she pulls some paint through. Alright, so I'm happy with it. Now I need to mix up some paint, the color I want, and get after this. I need to clean this out too. I'm not sure how to clean out Vallejo paints out of my paint airbrush. Yeah. Just put some alcohol in there. Apparently alcohol is the wrong thing with Vallejo paints. Probably should have used some water, because I'm getting nothing through the brush now, even full open. So let that be a lesson. No alcohol with Vallejo paints. These gums are right up and probably plugged up that hole where the needle goes. That's probably part of my problem earlier. I had to get that cleaned out. So I gotta get this cleaned out. I'll be back in a little bit, guys. Alright, we got the victim lined up here. She is going, you can tell I painted her on here before. She's going to get panel lines done tonight. I have some Tamiya paint. I'm going to go with Tamiya paints tonight. I'm not going to go with Vallejos on this. It took me forever to get the Vallejo out of the airbrush, and I'm not going to use that today because I'm not feeling happy about it. I'll have to do some research and figure out how to thin it and clean it out of the airbrush. I'm sure someone will post in the comments, by the way. Getting to this, what I have here is a paint stirrer. I've put these in paint shakers. This paint stirrer works far, far better for stirring paint. If you can keep the shaft on there. I'm going to fix that in a little bit. But this guy just stirs up the paint like you wouldn't believe. And again, if I can keep the shaft on there, a little bit of tape around there would fix that, I'm sure. Okay, so I got a defective one right now. Don't you love how things work on camera for you? Yeah, it's not working at all tonight. Back in a second. Okay, got it all fixed. You can see it's mixing the paint now. And again, I've used paint shakers, but this thing just works way better. And it wasn't expensive. I think it was less than $10. This one happens to be the Badger brand, but you don't have to use the Badger brand. Now that paint's good and mixed up. I'm going to go take this over and get her cleaned up now, because I don't want to leave that black and gunky. So I'll be back in a little bit. Oh, to fix it, I just took a pair of pliers and squeezed the ends of this together. Okay, here comes something new for me. I'm used to mixing my Tamiya paints in, well, basically a paint jar and then spraying from the paint jar. What I mean by that is one of these. In fact, there's some that's left over from one of the airplanes I made, the Corsair. I'm used to mixing my paints in a jar like that and attaching it to the bottom of the airbrush. New airbrush I can't do that with. So I got an eyedropper here. I got some Tamiya thinner. I'm going to go ahead and use the Tamiya thinner. I know I can use alcohol for this, but I know the Tamiya thinner works just a teeny bit better, and it's not that expensive if you buy it in the jugs like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get 10 drops of this thinner in my dropper. I'm going to put it in this metal cup here. I bought this cup just for mixing paints with. They were cheap. The little stainless steel cup in a, I got it at IKEA. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm going a little overboard. When you mix Tamiya paints for the airbrush, you want to mix it half thinner, half paint. It seems to work really well that way. I've never had problems doing it that way. I use the thinner first, that way I'm not contaminating my dropper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We'll put the rest away. We're going to put this aside for now. Always keeps a stack of paper towels or something very near my painting station. And I am going to go clean this dropper out before I start airbrushing, because I don't want too much paint in there. So I'll be back in a minute. One of the wonderful things about Tamiya paints is cleanup. That cleaned up almost instantaneously. I'm going to mix this paint up a little bit so I get it nice and thin. Alright, so it's good. I got 30 drops there. I got my airbrush. I'm going to get everything comfortable for me so that when I start airbrushing I don't have any annoyances. I'm going to have a Thundercat annoyance, and I know that. There's nothing I can do about a Thundercat annoyance. It's what he does. He's going to come in here in a little bit and mess with me. I got Dessloks in hand. We have the airbrush adjusted, cleaned, and ready. Yep, I see everything's adjusted, clean, and ready. I'm going to put some color in the color cup. Now, I'm not too worried about how well I do this. I'm going to put a color coat on top of this, okay? So if I mess up a little bit, that's fine. I just got to make sure I hit all the panel lines while I'm doing this. And I'm a little nervous because I don't want to mess this up too much. Helps if the air compressor's on for the airbrush. So let's turn that on. Okay, she's on now. So I'm going to try, notice try, because this is my first time using this airbrush, to paint a line along that panel line. Just a teeny bit of paint. Probably have the airbrush, the pressure just a little higher than I want. Oh yeah. And you can see, I've got the paint too thin. It's not doing what I want completely. Paint's too thin. That's what happens when the paint's too thin. I'm not worried about it. I'll fix it when I get going on later things. When I come in here and spray it again. So that paint's too thin. It's too thin for what I'm doing, or I got the air pressure too high. I'm going to dial down the air pressure a little bit and see what happens. Because that might be part of the problem too. So let me get the air compressor and dial down the air pressure. Yeah, it's running at 20 psi. And I need to figure out how to dial that down because I haven't done it in a while. Let me shut her off. I'll be back when I get things worked out. Okay, we're live. You're not going to say anything to me? You're just going to sit there and go, hello. What's that on that bed? What is that? What is that?
I know, but I know a lot of things that secrets or something.
You know lots of secrets? Secrets of what?
Secrets of everything, but I can't know them.
Do you know the secret to life, the universe, and everything?
I know the secret. The ducky swimming on the pool ones was big paws and bigger ones.
Oh, the secret of the duckies.
So the alien is in the spaceship because she's going somewhere else. She's going to a new planet.
He's going to a new planet?
Yes.
That's where aliens go?
And aliens go in the other new planet, so they go somewhere else.
Okay.
And they inside of the rocket ship.
Gotcha.
And that's all I have. But one more thing.
Okay, one more.
When you wash your clothes, they have to be clean.
That's why we wash clothes, to make them clean.
And we can put it on so when we take a bath, we are clean too.
Okay, we got it, BB.
And that's all I have.
That's all you have?
And can I see it?